See, mama said.
The Lord is perfect. Burden soul. Testimony of the Lord is sure.
The testimony of the Lord is sure.
Making wise the simple.
Making wise the simple.
The statutes of the Lord are right.
The statutes of the Lord are right.
Rejoice in the heart.
Rejoice in the heart.
The commandment of the Lord is pure.
The commandments of the Lord are pure.
Enlightening the eyes.
Enlightening the eyes.
The fear of the Lord is clean.
The fear of the Lord is clean.
Enduring forever.
Enduring forever.
The judgment of the Lord are true.
The judgment of the Lord is true.
The righteous are all together.
The righteous are all together.
I just read you Psalm chapter 19, verse 7 through 9. May the Lord have blessed to the reading of the word. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, today's lesson, happy Sabbath.
Happy Sabbath.
Sabbath.
It's called only one book that can call the end from the beginning. You know, you got a lot of churches that do the Sunday Sabbath. They stay in pause, right? You know what I mean? But we here, we keep the Sabbath day. We know that the law and the testimony starts in the beginning. And the Lord called it from the beginning. You know, it's like going on a fishing trip. You opening the book. Okay, I want to learn how the book you gave us. I'm going to fish book on how to survive. You know, you open the book up and say, okay, I want to learn how to set a fire. All right, so I go to the end of the book, and it says, okay, now that the fire is set, now you can warm yourself. Hold up, how do I start the fire? Right. So you got to go back to the beginning to know how to start the fire. You know, you can't jump in the water if you ain't had no swimming lessons. You know what I mean? So, and that's what they like to do with the book. So I just want to show them that the Lord called the end from the beginning. So we'll pick it up and we're going to get right into it because I made it short as possible. So I don't want to be up here all day. So Isaiah 46 and 9. Isaiah 46 and 9. And I got it broken down in sections. So this is the first part. This one's going to set the stage of this lesson. Isaiah 46 and 9.
Remember the former things are old. For I am God and there is none else. I am God and there is none like me.
See, he said, remember the former things. He told you to remember.
Right.
Don't forget. The former things are old. Go ahead.
Declaring the end from the beginning. And from ancient times the things that are not yet done. Saying, my counsel shall stand, I will do all my pleasure.
He said, declaring the end from the beginning. So he letting you know that he going to call this from the beginning, the end time. So, you know, the prophets is pretty much your teachers, and the apostles going to testify. You know what I mean? That's what the apostles do. They testify to oath. All right, go ahead.
Calling a ravenous bird from the east, the man that executed my counsel from a far country. Yea, I have spoken. I will also bring it to pass. I have purposed it. I will also do it.
And we know his word don't come back void. He said, I also would do it. And we know he's going to do it because the fear of the Lord, us that fear the Lord, we know it's going to happen. All right, go ahead.
Hearken unto me, ye stout-hearted, that are far from righteousness. I bring near my righteousness, it shall not be far off, and my salvation shall not tarry. And I will place salvation in Zion for Israel, my glory.
He said, I will place salvation in Zion for Israel, my glory. It's a purpose. The Lord got a plan, man. You know what I mean? For mankind. And that's what he's doing. So he set up this whole thing from the beginning to the end and have a purpose for man to have salvation, to get access back to the tree of life. And we're going to get into that with Jesus, you know, dying on the cross and what they did to him and other precepts. But yeah, he says, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done. So he called the end from the beginning, some fulfilled, and some ain't fulfilled. And that's what he's doing. So that's just to set up the lesson. And I got it broke down, as you can see, in different sections. So we're going to start off in Revelations 8. We're going to go here to show you what have to happen of the day of the Lord. What's going to go down of the day of the Lord. What the signs you got to look for. Because you know we're visual people. Right. So the Lord's going to show you signs and what to look for and what's going to go on the day of the Lord. So this is just a quick, first two verses real quick. So Revelations 8 and 1. Go ahead, brother.
And when he had opened the seventh seal, there was a silence in heaven about the space of a half an hour.
All right, so remember that. The seventh seal, all right, and silence in heaven for half an hour, because it's going to help you understand what we're talking about in this first section. So we got the silence for about 30 minutes, and the seventh seal. Go ahead, my brother.
And I saw the 7 angels which stood before God, and to them were given 7 trumpets.
All right, so we got the 7 seals, we got silence in heaven, and we got 7 trumpets. So I just want to remember that. As we go further on to the lesson, especially when we get into Joshua, it's all going to make sense, him calling the end from the beginning.
Right.
So what we're doing, we're going to the end. Then we're going to show where he called it at the beginning. You know what I mean? So that's how we're going to do this. Revelation 11. Let's go over probably the next page on some books. And here we're just going to get, we're going straight to the meat to this thing. We're going to go grab the meat out of it. We're going to get straight to the point. Revelations 11 and 15, go ahead, man.
And the 7 angels sounded, and there were great voices in heaven, saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdom of our Lord.
All right, so we got 7 trumpets, we got 7 angels, we got silence in heaven. You know what I mean? So I just want y'all to keep this in mind. Now we got a sound. We got a sound now. All right. So and the 7th angel sounded, and there was a great voice. So now we got a great voice. So you got to remember all these things. What is this talking about? So if you go to the end, you ain't going to understand this. You know what I mean? You ain't going to understand the Lord's plan. All right. In heaven, saying the kingdom of the world are become the kingdom of our Lord. Go ahead, man.
And of his Christ.
And of his Christ.
And he shall reign forever and ever.
Yes, sir. Now, with that being said, now we know we're setting up. We got silence, 7 trumpets, a great voice, 7 angels, and we got a sound. Now, what do all this mean? So we're going to go to 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter. And it's going to make sense once you get to Joshua. Now you're going to see what the Lord's plan is for man and how he's going to come. So we know he called it in from the beginning. Now, this is how he's going to come. And something got to happen before he comes, right? All right, 1 Thessalonians 4. 15. Yeah, man.
For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain until the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout.
All right. So, this is the day of the Lord. The day going to rise up, living after with the dead, going to meet him in the air. And it says, for the Lord himself shall ascend from heaven with what?
With a shout.
With a shout. Remember that silence? We got the shout, we got the horn, we got the great voice, we got all this happening. But see, this all got to unfold before the day of the Lord, like you say, come down. This all got to happen. It got to be fulfilled, right? So go ahead, man.
With the voice of the archangel.
What? And who's the archangel? That's Michael.
Yes, sir.
All right, he's like the general of the army. So, Gabriel is the messenger, but Mike is the general. You know what I mean? He the one kicked Satan down, hold Satan down while, Gabriel came and gave Daniel the message. You know what I mean? So go ahead.
And with the trump of God.
Uh-oh, there go the trump. Yeah, so why are these sounds got to come out of this, the 7th seal got to, it's always the 7, so we know 7 meaning end time. Anytime, 9 times out of 10, you read the book, you're going to see the 7th seal, 7 angel, the 7th day, that mean the day of the Lord. That's all it means. That means end time. All right, go ahead.
And the dead in Christ shall rise first.
Yeah.
Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air.
Yeah, so now we got all these signs coming down. We're going to meet the Lord in the air. We're going to come back down. And we're going to see what we're going to do when we come back down. First of all, let's go to Revelations 10.
You finish that 17?
Yeah, you finish. Go ahead, my bad.
And so shall we ever be with the Lord.
We're going to forever be with the Lord. And whenever you see that, that means we redeemed, right? So when you forever be with the Lord, he redeemed you. You know what I mean? So that's end time. We know that's end time. Anytime you deal with the 7th trumpet, the 7th angel, we know he's going in the last days of time. So let's go back to Revelation 10. Because we're at the end. So I just want to stay at the end before we show you the beginning. Y'all understand this before you go understand that. You know what I mean? So Revelations 10 and 6. Go ahead, brother.
And swear by him that liveth forever and ever, who created heaven, and the things that therein are, and the earth, and the things that therein are, and the sea, and the things which are therein, that there should be time no longer.
And we know, you go to Hebrews 1 and 2, he said the Father gave the heir to all things, which he created the world. We know the word became flesh. So us would understand and know who made everything and what's going on. But it's the ones that's in these religions, so-called religions, and the so-called worshiping these pagan deities, got another answer to what's going on. You know what I mean? So go ahead.
But in the days of the voice of the seventh angel,
Go to the seventh angel. Go ahead.
when he shall begin to sound,
Go that sound. Go ahead.
the mystery of God should be finished.
It's the end. So whenever you hear that, we know it's end time. When you hear this sound and this mystery of this angel, the seventh angel, it's end time. So go ahead.
As he had declared to his servants, the prophets.
Oh, so you got to go back to the prophets to understand
Right,
that. Come on, I can't just swim and don't know how. You know what I mean? You got to go back and see what's going down. All right, so that's what we're going to do. So remember this. So it was trumpets. Remember the silence. You had 30 minutes worth of silence. You know what I mean? And the seventh angel. And then they rose up and met Christ in the air. And he's going to come down. So, and we know when he comes down, he's going to take the world. Let's see what Joshua says. So the Lord went to Joshua and pretty much killed the two birds with one stone. You know what I mean? He's going to show you in Joshua the same exact thing he called the end from the beginning. You know what I mean? This actually happened in Jericho, but it happened on what we just read in that time. So let's go to Joshua. Sixth chapter. Now remember all that stuff that we was listening to about the silence and the seventh angel, the great voice, the sound of a trumpet, you know what I mean? And declaring it to his prophets. Remember all that, you know what I mean? So go ahead, now we're going to pick it up at Joshua 6. So this is what's happening now. Now the Lord finna give him Jericho. You know what I mean? So go ahead, man. We're going to pick it up at 6 and 6. Go ahead.
And Joshua the son of Nun called the priests and said unto them, take up the ark of the covenant, and let 7 priests bear 7 trumpets of ram's horn before the ark of the Lord.
Okay, now we got the Ark of the Covenant in these times, in Joshua times, which is the Lord, pretty much the Word, you know what I mean? And now we got 7 priests, now with 7 trumpets. Now, earlier we had 7 what? Angels with 7 trumpets, right? All right, go ahead, man.
And he said unto the people, pass on and compass the city, and let him that is armed pass on before the ark of the Lord.
He said, so you take them 7 priests and them 7 trumpets, and you just pass through the city. And we're going to see what they're going to be doing when they pass through the city. So we're going to skip down to 14. Where do we read 14?
Down to 14?
Yeah, skip down to 14.
In the second day, they compassed the city once and returned into the camp. So they did 6 days.
Oh, so they did this 6 days. What does this mean? They got the 7 trumpets, the 7 horns, and they're going to pass through the city 6 times. Now go ahead, man.
And it came to pass on the 7th day, they rose early about the dawn of the day, and compassed the city after the same manner 7 times. Only on that day, they compassed the city 7 times.
Okay, go ahead.
And it came to pass at the 7th time, when the priest blew with the trumpets, Joshua said unto the people, shout, for the Lord had given you the city.
Oh, so that's what that's going down. So you got, and then you can read, let me see if I can find it. Go to verse 9.
Verse 9?
6 and 9 and read that. I ain't got any in the lesson. Go ahead.
And the armed men went before the priest that blew with the trumpets, and the re-reward came after the ark. The priest going on and blowing with the trumpet.
The priest blowing the trumpets. The re-reward, that means the rear guard. So that means just an army in the back. So now we got an army in the front, we got the Ark of the Covenant in the middle, and we got the army in the back. And now they marching around 6 times. Now what does this mean, 6 times? Now you got the word 6 times, right? 6,000 years, right? The man gonna have this word, it's a warning. The trumpets is a warning. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all 6,000 years to get y'all stuff together, right? So now they marching around the world, generation after generation, 6 times for 6,000 years. Because the 7th day I'm coming. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have my angels with me. You know what I'm gonna have all this. The day of Christ gonna meet me in the air, and I'm gonna come back and judge and make war. But I'm giving you 6 days to get your stuff together. So I'm gonna march around 6 times, right? And then on top of that, after the 6th time, we done with that verse now. We done with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it, verse 9 right now. You want to read
But we
verse 10?
done with 20?
Nah, we ain't made it that far.
Yeah, okay, let's go back to what we were before I tell them what I'm finna tell them.
We back at 17.
Yeah.
And the city shall be a curse, even it and all that are therein, to the Lord. Only Rahab the harlot shall live, she and all that are with her in the house, because she hid the messengers that we sent. And ye in any wise keep yourselves from the accursed thing, lest ye make yourselves a curse, when ye take of the accursed thing, and make the camp of Israel a curse.
You know, Rahab hid Israel. You know, that's the reason why I stopped. I didn't want to tell you the end before we got there. But Rahab hid Israel. They sent some spies up there. They said, Rahab, she's a harlot. She's a prostitute, whatever you want to call her. You know, she said, y'all can hide in here. You know, and she did that. The Lord going to find grace in her, right? And going to save her at the end. You know what I mean? And the whole Jericho going to fall. You know what I mean? But Rahab going to live. You know, her and her family. But go ahead, Matt.
And troubled it. But all the silver and the gold and vessels of brass and iron are consecrated unto the Lord. They shall come unto the treasury of the Lord. So the people shouted.
They shouted.
When the priest blew with the trumpet.
Yes, sir.
And it came to pass, when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat, so that the people went up into the city, every man straightway before him, and they took the city.
And they took the city. And see, that's what's happening. And another part, it's another part when the priest told them, don't make a sound, right? And I want to go get that real fast so y'all can understand what's going on. All right, 10. Let's go to Joshua 6 and 10. Now, Joshua 20, so the people shouted when the priest blew the trumpets. Now, there's a priest blowing the trumpet. Came to pass when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, and the people shouted in a great shout. But look what they said in verse 10 before they shouted. Go ahead.
And Joshua had commanded the people, saying, Ye shall not shout, nor make any noise with your voice, neither shall any word proceed out of your mouth until the day I bid you shout.
Oh, so he said, keep quiet. Silence. Remember we read silence in Revelation 8?
Right.
He says it's going to be silent for 30 minutes. Right. So Joshua told them, don't say nothing. Keep quiet. We're going to march around this thing 6 times. And when the 7th time you can shout. And then what? The walls of Jericho fell down. And what they do? They took the city. Now in Revelations, we read that the day that Christ going to rise first, going to meet him in the air. There's going to be a voice, a shout, and an archangel Michael going to blow the trumpet. And then the Lord going to come take the world. It's the same thing, same suit, like they say, different fashion. You know what I'm saying? 2 birds with 1 stone. So now you understand the breakdown of Joshua 6. The Lord called in the end from the beginning that they took Jericho, and just like the Lord going to take the world at the end. Now, just to confirm that, just to, add a little icing on it, let's go to Job 14. I didn't have this in the lesson, but I used to have this last night.
Well, you break this book down.
Job 14. But see, you gotta understand, it's gonna be a scary day. You know, everybody, they like me and a couple of brothers, when we say stuff, we say it loosely. You know, because we say it just a second, we see it in the book, don't we? You know what I mean? But Job and them understood it. This is going to be a scary day when the Lord comes. It ain't going to be, they have, you see on Hollywood, our Father has come. You know, they all joyful. Nah, man's heart's going to be felt them, man. You got to understand what's going to be happening. And you don't want to see this day. And Job going to tell you about it. We're just going straight to the meat of it. We're going to go to 14 and 13. I think this, 14 and 13. Where we go.
Oh, that thou wouldest hide me in the grave.
He said, hide me. Now why Job said hide me? You know, that must be a terrible day. If you want to be hidden in the grave, I'm dead, but hide me anyway. Go ahead.
That thou wouldest keep me secret.
Keep me secret, go ahead.
Until thy wrath be past.
Until thy wrath be past. See, Job knew about this. But see, when they said something, he wasn't loosely, wasn't it? They said that stuff from the heart. We go through as people, just flow through here just saying, oh, God bless, brother, and they don't really mean nothing, you know what I mean? But these cats, these prophets, they knew what time it was, go ahead.
That thou wouldest appoint me a set time and remember me.
And that's what we reading in Revelations. And that's when Jericho and them took the city, and you know, same thing in Revelation, it's the end time, the seventh day. He said, thou wouldst appoint me a set time and remember me. And when you remember him, it's going to be the day of the Lord. That's the seventh day. The Lord is a covenant God. He based it right. He got a son for mankind to get salvation. And how did he do that? He had to die and give us access back to the tree of life, didn't he? Right. You know, and all these prophets knew this. You know what I mean? And Job even knew this, and we still got that much book left. So what's really going on? You know what I mean? On this Pauline doctrine, or I'm going to stay in the New Testament because the old has been done away with. Come on now. This ain't even been fulfilled yet.
That's right.
So Job's still sitting in the ground. It's still a secret. You know what I mean? So let's go back to, let's go to Habakkuk. Habakkuk 3. Habakkuk said it too. Watch out how Habakkuk do his. You know, he said, keep me secret, solid, the day of your wrath. Habakkuk said a different way. But see, it's still in the Old Testament, it's still in the beginning. We'll call the Old Testament the beginning, and the New Testament the end. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
When I heard, my belly trembled. My lips quivered at the voice.
Come on now. Now your lips is quivering.
That's scary.
You know, it's almost like you finna get a whooping, ain't it?
That's pretty
You know what I mean? Because you know, okay, here comes your daddy. So daddy coming out, you gotta wait for him to come way down the stairs, wherever he's coming from. So, you know, it messes you up mentally. Right. You know, your lips allowed to be jumping, you know, you're quivering. But see, it's the same thing here. You know what I mean? You know you finna get it. You know what I mean? And see, Habakkuk knew what time it was of the day of the Lord, but we say it loosely. We don't really take it serious. Go ahead.
Rottenness entered into my bones.
And that's where them Sunday preachers get that from. Rottenness entered into my bones. Nah. Okay, you just wait on the day of the Lord.
Right.
Because everybody going to be dodging. Hey, go ahead.
And I trembled in myself.
He trembled inside himself. I don't even know how you do that. You know what I mean? So that's scary. Go ahead.
That I might rest in the day of trouble.
Same thing Job said. Go ahead.
When he cometh up into the people, he will invade them with his troops.
So he want to invade with his troops. Now, who is his troops? They're the ones that made him in the air, ain't it? That's the saints. You know he going to have his angels with him. Yeah. So now, just like Jericho, he has the troops in the front, he has the Ark of the Covenant in the middle, and he has the rear guard in the back, which means the reward, which means the troops in the back. You know what I mean? And he marched around this thing 6 times, and he warned the people, the 7th day I'm coming, and I'm going to judge and make war. And that's what we finna go look at. Revelation 19. This thing ain't no joke, man. Look like that old school play patty cake? No, this is more than that. We're going to pick it up, we're going to go to another section here. And this is the judge and make war section. You know, the Lord coming with his fierce anger, you know. So we already had it, calling the end from the beginning, and we had the 7th trump and how he going to sound when he comes. So after the trumpet sound, this what's going to happen when they come back down. When they meet him in the air and come back down, this is what's going to go down. So Revelation 19 and 11. Go ahead, brother.
And I saw heaven open. Behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness he do a judge and make war.
Judge and make, not sweet Jesus. You know, they like to say that, sweet Jesus. Nah, this is the lamb. Nah, this ain't the lamb. This is what? Lion of Judah. You know what I mean? Oh, the lamb, he loved and he's cuddly. You know what I mean? No, he came and warned you through the flesh. And he was still warning, wasn't he? Because I'm going to sit on the right hand of the Father until I make my enemies my footstool, and then I'm coming. And then that 6th day that you marching around, that's the warning. Generation after generation after generation. Trumpet being blown is a warning name. You know, warning people about me. Israel had a job to go warning people about me. They dropped the ball then. We can get on that later on towards the lesson. But okay, go ahead, man.
His eyes were a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood.
Man, so he come with blood dipped already. And then, we ain't gonna even discuss what he gonna go do to Esau. He said, I'm gonna be by myself when I go to Bob. Hey, he gonna be by himself. He, okay, y'all stay over here, I'm finna go make this quick trip. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do this. Go ahead, brother.
And his name is called the Word of God. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses.
Okay, so the saints went up. That's the first resurrection. If y'all didn't know, you know, the saints went up and met him in the air. And then he got his army of angels with him at the same time. He gonna come back down and judge and make war. You know what I mean? Just like they took Jericho after the walls fell, the Lord will come take the war. Same thing. Now go ahead, bro.
Clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he shall smite the nations, and he shall rule them with the rod of iron. And he treaded the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty God. And he had on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords.
King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Say, hey, I'm going to come down and I'm going to do this, and ain't no man can be able to stop it. But if you look at religions, they think that the Lord can't come do what he's going to say he's going to do. You know, this is anybody's power of interpretation. You know, you can take a verse and just make it mean what you want to mean.
Yeah.
Okay? You know what I mean? The Lord said, my word always been nigh you. You know, it's up to you. Whoever got an ear, let him hear. This is not no game. We try to fight this thing, you know, 7 days a week. You know what I mean? Because you don't know our time is always. You don't know when you're going to go. You know what I mean? So here we go now. We got that out the way. Now, he come to judge and make war. He's going to be King of Kings. He's going to tread with his winepress with fierce wrath. And same wrath they was talking about Job and was talking about, right? Job said, hide me of this day. But like we said loosely, so okay, you come off the mount, the housetops, we just going to flee to the wilderness. All right. It's going to be more than that, people. You know what I mean? It's going to be more like Carl Lewis to the wilderness. You know what I mean? And handle the baton quickly. All right, let's go see where he called this from the beginning. About his fierce wrath and his wine press and his fierce anger. And he telling you, I'm going to be King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And ain't nobody going to stand in my way. So let's go to Psalms 110. I think we moving along pretty good, ain't it?
I like it.
I mean, oh, wow, I ain't going to have to cut off, brother.
Beautiful lesson, dog.
Psalms 110, verse 1. Go ahead, brother.
The Lord said unto my Lord, sit thou at my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool.
And David said that cold, didn't he?
Yeah.
He said, the Lord said unto my Lord. You know what I mean? So he said, the Father said unto the Son. You know what I mean? Sit thou at my right hand till I make the enemy. So it's two Lords here he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? So start that all over, man, since we got that understanding.
The Lord said unto my Lord, sit thou at my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool.
So before we meet him in the air, that's what he's doing. What are he doing right now?
Sitting on the right
Sit on the right hand. And you know, in another part of the book, he said he can't wait. It's like a travailing woman can't wait.
Can't wait.
And he gonna get the ones that pierce him. That's coming up next. Go ahead.
The Lord shall send the rod of thy strength out of Zion. Rule thou in the midst of thine enemies.
Just read that in Revelation. Go ahead.
Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning. Thou hast the dew of thy youth.
Yes, go ahead.
The Lord has sworn and will not repent.
Will not repent. Go ahead.
Thou art a priest forever, after the order of Melchizedek.
Yep.
The Lord at thy right hand shall strike through kings.
Now we narrate that he gonna be king of lords and lords, ain't he? So he gonna strike through kings. Go ahead.
In the day of his wrath, he shall judge among the heathen.
Judge among the heathen. That just mean the other nations also. Go ahead.
He shall fill the places with the dead
Oh,
bodies.
my sweet Jesus.
Dang.
Fill the places with dead bodies. Ain't nobody taking this serious.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just can't go outside and dead bodies everywhere. You ain't gonna even have no electricity. Yeah, it's just gonna be going down. It's gonna be straight fill. And that's why man's heart's gonna be filling them. And that's why Job said, hide me in the grave. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
He shall wound the heads over many countries.
Yeah.
He shall drink of the brook in the way. Therefore shall he lift up the head.
And he's gonna lift up the head. And what does lift up the head mean? He's gonna be above his enemies. It ain't in the lesson. Let's go to Psalms 27 and 6 real fast. It ain't in the lesson. You know, you want to lift up the head. So when he says, therefore shall he lift up the head. Psalms 27
Verse 6.
and verse 6. That way, you know, you get understanding what the Lord is talking about. He said, judge among the heathen. He shall fill the places with dead bodies. He shall wound the head over many countries. He shall drink of the brook in the way. Thereof shall he lift up the head. Shall he what? Be above his enemies. So what do we read that, man?
And now shall my head be lifted up above my enemies.
Oh, so there it go.
Right.
That's precept upon precept, line upon line. Get an understanding, ain't it?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So now shall my head be lifted upon above my enemies round about me. Now go ahead.
Therefore will I offer in his tabernacle sacrifices of joy.
Yes, sir.
I will sing, yea, I will sing praises unto the Lord.
And that's just a song of David. You know what I mean, David? All right, but I just want to let you know what that meant. Above his enemies, to lift up the head. Now we know this is going to be a scary day, brother. You know what I mean? So let's go to Zephaniah talked about it. Now, Revelations kicked it off, but he went to the beginning and showed you. Psalms 110, and it's showing you everywhere else, but I just couldn't choose every spot. So, we'll go to Zephaniah 1. Zephaniah 1 and 14. We're just going to take our time to break this thing down, you know. We went to the 7 trumpets, you know what I mean? We went to the judge and making war. And now this is the day of the Lord, you know. So go ahead. Zephaniah 1 and 14. Go ahead.
The great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasted greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry their bitterly.
And that's that voice, ain't it? You know, after that voice, that trump coming in. And you know, he's going to judge and make war. Go ahead.
That day is a day of wrath.
Everybody talk about that wrath. Go ahead.
A day of trouble and distress. A day of wasteness and desolation. A day of darkness and gloominess. A day of clouds and thick
Man,
darkness.
so you telling me all this, no more technology, no more Facebooking,
No.
you know what I mean? No more, what's that one game they play? Fortnite. No more Fortnite. You know what I mean? This is. I mean, you gonna move around on this day, bro. Go ahead. Yeah.
A day of the trumpet. An alarm against the fenced cities.
Take it alarm. That's a warning, ain't it? Same thing with Jericho. Same day at end time when they rise and meet him in the air. The day of the trumpet alarm against the fenced cities. That's the world. And against the high towers. Anywhere in the world, especially, you know, Rome, we already know about it. That's, like they said, that's another list. Go ahead.
And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust.
So the Lord said, you know, they're going to walk like blind men. He's going to take a strong man and make him weak. So that's a strong nation. So any nation try to come against him, he's going to make him weak and blind. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
And their flesh is dome. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath.
They say money ain't gonna be able to save. What they say? The Catholic Church say, I'm gonna go up in purgatory. You know, I think you can pay for it. You know, I'm gonna wait until I get my soul together. I'm going to purgatory for a little while, and then I'm gonna walk into get my salvation. That's what they say. You know what I mean? So the Lord said, neither their silver nor gold shall be able to deliver you. Go ahead.
But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy.
He's a jealous God. Go ahead.
But he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the
He
land.
said, you finna get out my land. Because I got a plan for this land. This Jerusalem. You want Zion, Israel. You know, I got a plan for it. I got a plan for man. And we're going to check that out later on, too. You know what I mean? So, first of all, I got to come with these trumpets. I'm going to come lean on some heads. You know what I mean? I'm going to judge and make war. And now we're going to go to Zephaniah. Let's go back to, let's go to Zephaniah 2. Go right into the next chapter. Keep it going. He ain't done yet. Go ahead.
Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
You think everybody get together on this. Go ahead.
Before the decree bring forth, before the day passes the chafe, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth.
That's the warning. See how he warning you? So this is a just God. You know, he ain't just throwing nothing out there and just say, okay, I'm going to just come kill you. He always give a warning. Always give you time. He gave men 6,000 years to get their stuff together. He had to already come in, the trumpet's blowing, so that's a warning from your priest or your one that's in the truth. Okay, here's another warning. And everybody ain't going to be able to do this thing, but you got a right to a tree of life. And he gave you the right to tree of life. But it's up to you. That's why the book always said, whoever have an ear, let him hear. So whoever is going to endure to the end, shall say they going to be saved. You know what I mean? So go ahead.
Which have brought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger.
And I tell you, whenever you have a chance, precept meekness. You know, that's when, you know, you pretty much get slapped in the right, and tell the enemy to slap your left too. It's going to be hard for some people, but you know, I'm going to slap this too, brother. I love you. It's going to be hard. That's being meek. And they're the ones going to inherit the earth, ain't it? You know what I mean? So, I mean, being meek is something, man, and righteous is something too. You know what I mean? But being meek, you got to have that heart. You know, you got to have that state of mind, you know what I mean, to do the right thing. All right, so now, with that being said, you know, we have the warnings that he's coming. Then he's gonna judge and make war. And now we're gonna go see how he had to suffer to give us back access to the tree of life when he came down here. You know what I mean? So we're gonna pick that up in Matthew 27. This is before he went and sit on the right hand of the Father. When they had sweet counsel together and see who gonna come down, you know what I mean, and be the sacrifice. And I tell you, that's something to do when you call it this from the beginning. It's like, you know, you may have a trial for murder or something. You sitting at the house on bond. You know that day coming, don't you?
Right.
So the closer it get, the nervous you get. You know what I mean? So, you know, the Lord called it in from the beginning, so he know this day was going to come. You know what I mean? But he tell the Father, you know, the Lord's like, hey, it's hurting me bad, Father, but it's your will. Right. I got to go through this, because he was in the flesh too. You know what I mean? So Matthew 27. You know, half of these people ain't finna take now a bullet for you. He took it for the whole nation. Matthew 27 and 27. We have for you there. Go ahead, brother.
Then the soldiers of the governor took Jesus unto the common hall and gathered unto him the whole band of soldiers. And they stripped him and put on him a scarlet robe. And when they had platted a crown of thorns, they put it upon his head, and they reed in his right hand. And they bowed the knee before him and mocked him, saying, Hail, King of the Jews.
They're like, okay, this y'all's king? Let's strip him from his robe, put the thorns in his head, make him bleed everywhere, break him down and make him bow. You know what I mean? Behold, this is y'all king. The head of the Jews, huh? Go ahead.
And they spit upon him.
They spit on him?
Took the reed and smote him on the head. And after that they had mocked him, they took the robe off from him and put his own raiment on him and led him away to crucify him.
You see what they did? You know, they put the crown on him, they busted him over the head. You know what I mean? This is what he had to endure for man to have access back to the tree of life. Go ahead.
Skip down.
Just skip down to 34.
They gave him vinegar to drink, mingled with gall. And when he had tasted thereof, he would not drink.
Man, you gotta understand, your mouth all busted up and you got cuts everywhere, and then you want me to drink some vinegar? Go ahead.
And they crucified him and parted his garments, casting lots.
Took the garments off, man. They cast lots with his garment. You know, who want this for this? You know, I mean, it's a game. It's all a game to them. Go ahead.
That it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet.
Oh, hold up. You gotta go back to the beginning?
Yes, sir.
We just can't take it right here and run with it.
I go back.
So for me to get understanding what the Lord really went through, you gotta go back to the beginning. Because it's spoken of by the prophets, right? All right, go ahead.
They parted my garments among them, and upon my vessels did they cast lots.
So they parted their garments, and they cast lots on his vesture, meaning his clothes, and his attire. All right, we're going to go to Revelation 1 before we shoot to the Old Testament. Let's get this out the way. So he was spit on, beaten. His clothes were cast, his vestures they cast for lots, and they parted his garments. All right, let's go to Revelations 1. And pick it up in verse 7. Go ahead, man.
Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him.
Hold up, so he coming with a cloud, and everybody gonna see him. You know, the Lord gonna be like, yeah, you remember me? You the one that pierced me. So they gonna look up and be like, man, that's the one we pierced? You know what I mean? So go ahead, not the king of the Jews, you know, not the one we hit over the head with the, you know, go ahead.
And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen.
Yes, sir.
I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending, said the Lord, which is, and which was, and which is to come, the Almighty.
I'm the one that John was talking about. You know what I mean? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, right? Same thing in Genesis 1. You know what I mean? That's another one I could have added. You know, I had to stop somewhere. You know what I mean? But, so yeah, he's the Alpha and Omega, beginning and the end. And everyone shall see him, and they also which had pierced him. You understand? So they casting lots, they beating him down, hit him over the head when he had the thorns on his head. You know what I'm saying? And now He telling you, the ones that did this to me, they're going to look up at me and say, yeah, that's the one that we pierced right there. Let's go get a little bit more of this. Let's go to John before we go to the beginning. John talked about it. Let's go to John 19. That's all you got to do is love. You ain't got to know none of this stuff. We ain't got to edify the church. Just drop your money in there and God loves you and God loves me. We got a special relationship. You know what I mean? That's what they teach. All right.
When Jesus therefore had received the vinegar, he said, it is finished.
You know, when he said that, we know that's going to be, it's almost like the 7th day. When anything finished, like the 7th day.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over. Go ahead.
And he bowed his head and gave up the ghost. The Jews therefore, because it was the preparation that the body should not remain upon the cross on the Sabbath day.
Oh, so he couldn't stay on the cross the Sabbath day. But he died Friday and rose Sunday morning. Oh, he died in the midst of the week. He didn't have to be out the cross. Because that's what John is telling you, was the preparation that the body should not remain upon the cross on the Sabbath day. So you can't be on the cross on Sabbath day, but now he died Good Friday and rose Easter Sunday morning. 72 hours. I don't even know how they can calculate that. But go ahead.
But that Sabbath day was a high day. It saw Pilate that their legs might be broken.
Remember that. Now we got the crown beaten, cast lots. The leg might be broken. Now we're going to see if they're going to break Jesus' legs. Go ahead.
And that they might be taken away. Then came the soldiers and brake the legs of the first and of the other which was crucified with him.
Two of them. So they broke the leg of the first and the other that was crucified with him. Go ahead.
But when they came to Jesus and saw that he was dead already, they brake not his leg.
Oh, so they didn't break his leg. We're going to find out why later on. They didn't break his leg. Cast lots, beat him up, but they didn't break his leg. You know what I mean? There's a reason for that. You down with that, man?
No,
go ahead.
34. Verse 34?
Yeah.
But one of the soldiers with a spear pierced his side, and forthwith came there out blood and water.
Oh, what? So he couldn't break his leg, so he had to do something, didn't he? So what came out? Blood and water. And what is the blood? Huh? What is the blood in the water? That's the baptism. You know what I mean? That's why you got to come under the blood and get submerged in the water. You know what I mean? That's what came out of it, right? So okay, let's go to. Yes, sir. Let's go down to 37.
Keep reading through 30 to me. 2:37.
Yeah, you might as well. Because he bear record.
Verse 35.
Yeah.
And he that saw it bear record, and his record is true. And he knoweth that he said true, that ye might be believed. For these things were done that the scripture should be fulfilled. A bone of him shall not be broken. And again, another scripture said, they should look on him whom they pierced.
So a bone should not be broken, and they're going to look on him whom they pierced.
Right.
You know what I mean? We read that a little bit. We're going to go back to the beginning and see when this happened. So we got the blood and the water, the baptism. He's the Passover, in other words. You know what I mean? You want the blood and the wine. You know, the blood represents the bread, and the wine represents the blood. You know what I mean? So that's what we represent the body, I'm going to say. So we're going to go to Exodus 12 and 43. I'm throwing the precept, I'm leaving it alone. No, I'm trying to, I don't want to make it too long. If you keep Israel going, or, anybody that's in the truth, you want it to be short and sweet, not too long. They learn the process to teach one more precept. Then we go do one more after that. 12 and 43. All right, now, we know he the Passover. You got to get access back to the tree of life through him, and what he's doing to get pierced and beaten down, he's going to be the first fruit as well. You know what I mean? So go ahead. This is going to explain what we was talking about the bone not being broken. Because it got to be without blemish, ain't it? So go ahead.
And the Lord said unto Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover. There should no stranger eat thereof. But every man's servant that is bought for money, when thou hast circumcised him, then shall he eat thereof. A foreigner and a hired servant shall not eat thereof. In one house shall it be eaten, thou shalt not carry forth out of the flesh abroad out of the house.
And you see where it's saying, my bad man, you see where it's saying in one house shall it be eaten. Talk about eating the Passover. Now back then, it's 2 birds with 1 stone, like we've been reading all this lesson. You know, you're really taking the Passover, which is the Lord. You know what I mean? Which is access back to the tree of life after you got baptized, you did the holy holiday, you know, you're taking the Passover. But here, they actually had a lamb. So it's 2 birds with 1 stone. So it's 2 things going on at once. Now go ahead.
Neither shall you break a bone.
Oh, hold up. You can't break a bone? So now, in the house shall we eat. Now what you eating? The bread. He said, this is my bread, which is what represents my body. Right? He said, and this is the wine that represents what? My blood. Matter of fact, let's go to Matthew 26 and get it. I just want to go get that. Man, I said throw in a precept here and there. I'm going to throw it. Throw it twice. Matthew 26, I believe. You know where he said this is the bread and this is the wine. Matthew 26. 26 and 26. Yeah. Yeah. You can read it 28. Yeah. Let it work. Go ahead.
And as they were eating,
this talking about the Passover too. So this is who they spit on. This is who they pierced. When they cut him, blood and water came out. You know what I mean? So this is the Passover we're talking about here. Go ahead.
Jesus took the bread and blessed it and brake it and gave it to the disciples and said, take, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, drink ye all of it.
Yeah.
For this is my blood of the New Testament,
Yes, sir.
which is shed for many for the remission of sins.
So that's the New Testament, ain't it? Right. You know what I mean? So this is a covenant God you're dealing with here. You know, everything he done is a covenant. Even the rainbow was a covenant, wasn't it?
Right.
You know what I mean? But they took the rainbow and made it something else, didn't they? You know what I mean? So I just want to show you that about being what need to be eaten, what he was talking about. And he said, neither shall ye break a bone thereof. This is the Passover. You know, this is without blemish. This is your Messiah. You know what I mean? Coming in the flesh to save you. But we say it loosely. You know what I mean? I try to keep the Sabbath, man. You know, I try to do what's right. You know what I mean? I try to do what I need to do. You know what I mean? And we all got to work on that. You know, ain't nobody in here perfect on nothing. But we all got to take this thing more serious, because just like Job showed you he was serious. You know what I'm saying? And Habakkuk showed you he was serious. You know what I mean? So, I mean, these cats, they weren't saying that loose. He said he trembled inside himself. I don't even know how you tremble inside yourself. So you trembling on the outside and the inside. You know, and they knew what time it was, and he came and died for us, man. Got spit on, got marked. They tried to give him vinegar, you know what I'm saying? They stabbed him with blood and water coming out. They didn't break a bone, but every bone was out of position, wasn't it? We're going to read that too. Let's go ahead to Zechariah 12. Zechariah 12. Zechariah 12 and 9. Go ahead, bro.
And it shall come to pass in that day that I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem. And I will pour upon the house of David and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem the spirit of grace and of supplication. And they shall look upon me whom they have pierced.
There we go again. And so we know this the end time, you know what I mean? Because it says, and it shall come to pass in that day that I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem. That ain't happening now. Yeah. This end time. Now we in the beginning, talking about, he calling it from the end, ain't he? You know what I'm saying? I mean, he calling it from the end to the beginning. My bad, go ahead.
And they shall mourn for him as one mourning for his only son, and shall be in bitterness for him as one that is in bitterness for his firstborn. In that day shall there be a great mourning in Jerusalem, as in the morning of Hadid-Rimon,
in the valley
of Megadon.
Megadon is just Armageddon. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a valley. It's called the Valley of Decision. Yeah. So it's gonna be a yeah. I mean, saying it with my mouth just ain't even getting close on what's going down. And you know he's pretty upset because he has to come down for mankind. You know what I mean? And he don't want to kill you, so he's giving you an option. That's why we use the pretty much common sense. He gave you common sense. Okay, here's my law, here's my statute, my commandments. Just keep them, you know, and then pray on it. Study to show yourself approved. Then you understand how I operate. And I got my holy holidays. Satan gonna mimic with his holidays. You know what I'm saying? I got my dietary law. Satan gonna mimic and say eat anything and pray over. You know. So these are things, the trials and tribulations you got to go in within yourself to try to get access back to the tree of life and endure to the end. You know. I mean, that's why they said the first will be last, won't it? And the last first. So you may be in this thing 30, 40 years. Some cat come up in here 2 weeks. And make it in before you. You know what I mean? Like the one with the corn in. Came the 11th hour, got paid just like everybody that came the first hour. They didn't understand it. That's what's going to happen. So you just try to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling without saying it loosely. You know what I mean? All right, here we go. We at Psalms. Yeah. Psalm 69. We in the Old Testament now. He's calling this thing from the beginning. And what he called it from the beginning, you know how he was spit on and mocked. With vigor, they cast lots. You know what I mean? He's the Passover, so this had to happen. This had to be fulfilled. So Psalms 69. 69 and 16. Go ahead, bro.
Hear me, O Lord, for thy love and kindness is good. Turn unto me according to the multitude of thy tender mercy, and hide not thy face from thy servant, for I am in trouble. Hear me speedily. Draw nigh unto my soul and redeem me. Deliver me because of my enemy.
And that's what he's going to do when he come down. You know, it's the same thing Job said. It says, hide not my face from thy servant. You know, I'm going to be in secret, but don't forgive me, Lord. I'm going to be sitting there. You know what I mean? The same thing Jesus said to the Father. Don't forsake me. You know what I mean? It's your will, Lord, not mine. Then he said, redeem me. And that's what redemption is. He's going to redeem us at the end, you know. So it got to start somewhere. So, you know, it started with the trumpets, you know what I mean? But he had to come down to get crucified first, you know what I mean? So go ahead.
Thou hast known my reproach and my shame and my dishonor. My adversaries are all before thee. Reproach had broken my heart, and I am full of heaviness. And I looked for some to take pity, but there was none.
And he's saying, you know what my weakness is. You pretty much know me. Go ahead.
And for comforters, but I found none. They gave me also gall for my meat, and in my thirst they gave me vinegar to drink.
So we was talking about Jesus the whole time.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Jesus said you thought it was about you, but it's about me. So whenever people read something, they think it's about, you know, them, but it's about the Lord, right? He said they have given me also gall of my meat, for my meat, and in my thirst they gave me vinegar to drink. You know what I mean? So that's the same Jesus that's going through all this for mankind. So I told you he called it in from the beginning. You know, Matthew was talking about this. Then we shot the Revelation, he talked about it. Then we shot the John the Revelator, he talked about it. You know what I mean? So let's go back to the beginning. And now they talking about it in Zechariah and Psalms. Now let's go to Psalms 22. They talking about it in the New Testament, I mean the Old Testament. Stay with me, because you know, like they say, we in Texas, so we talking real fast. You know, so you gotta work with it. Psalms 22 and 13, go ahead, bro.
They gaped upon me with their mouths, as ravening and roaring lions. I am poured out like water, and all my bones are out of joint. My heart is like wax. It is melted in the midst of my bowels.
Hold up, but they not broken.
Yeah,
They out of joint, though, ain't
right.
Because this is the lamb without blemish. The bone can't be broken. That's why they would have broke the other dude's bones that was on the cross, right? But the Lord's bones couldn't be broken. He said, but my bones out of joint, though. Go ahead.
My strength is dried up like a potsherd, and my tongue cleaving to my jaw. And thou hast brought me into the dust of death.
Man.
For dogs have compassed me, and the assembly of the wicked have enclosed me. They pierced my hands and my feet. I may tell all my bones, they look and stare upon me.
Man, they all out of joint. Yeah. They pierced him. You know what I mean? He broke down. I mean, this is the dogs pass him up and look at it. Yeah. You know what I mean? He was the lowest. He couldn't get no lower than this. You know what I'm saying? And then he died with this. Go ahead.
They poured my garments among them and cast lots upon my vessel. But be not thou far from me, O Lord, O my strength. Haste thee to help me. Deliver my soul from the sword, my darling from the power of the dog. Save me from the lion's mouth, for thou hast heard me from the horns of the unicorn.
So the Lord is repeating everything that's happening to mankind. He doing it himself. Now this is just God. Now he could be a God and say, man, I ain't finna go down there and do that crucifixion thing. I'm just gonna tell them they have to do it, and I'm just gonna stay right there where I'm at. But no, the word became flesh, came down, you know what I mean, gave itself. Now you had slavery, you had all these years of persecution, you had them get stabbed, beat, you know, on slave ships, killed. The Lord telling you, no, I'm gonna do all this what y'all done. It's like you can say, been there, done that. The Lord gonna say, I've been there, done that. I even died. So it ain't nothing you can tell me that's gonna give you an excuse not to do what I say, because I done already did what y'all did. I came to the world and I died. Got beat, stabbed, cut, bones out of joint, and then I died sitting in the ground for 3 days and 3 nights. So it ain't nothing new to me, what you trying to tell me. And I came in the flesh as a young child, all the way up to 33 and a half to my ministry, right? So this is just what I was showing you on there. So this is what he had to do. So we got the silence, the trumpet, something got to happen. Then he comes to judge and make war. Before he do that, he had to come die for the sons of man, right? So now we finna go to Romans 9. Because you know, when he sit on the right hand of the Father, and he left, and all the apostles and the prophets left, 70 AD, they, you know, Titus sacked Jerusalem. You know, we were in slavery. So this thing got to be taught. And the book also tells you in latter times, knowledge going to increase. So if knowledge going to increase, you got to have a lawgiver, right? Now, who is the lawgiver? Jesus is the lawgiver, but we the givers of the law. You know what I mean? And so he gave a certain people a certain thing to do it, and they failed. So he scattered us on all 4 corners of the earth. You know what I mean? And this is our punishment. But it says latter times knowledge going to increase. So we coming up, okay, we supposed to be doing the job. We supposed to be telling everybody how to worship this God. Because everybody else ain't going to do it right. You know what I mean? They're going to be doing a good thing, crossing all over their eyes and stuff, to get the oil and putting it all over their body and, you know, doing what they need to do, cutting themselves, you know what I mean? And they God ain't going to deliver them, you know what I mean? So, we're going to go to Romans 9. I know everybody already there except me.
You all right, brother? Teach, man. Teach this book, bro.
Romans 9 and 4. Now this is just the job that we was given. And even though we failed, the Lord scattered us on all 4 corners of the earth. He said, it's almost like Jonah. Jonah tried to flee to Tarshish, didn't he? The Lord said, no, you going to Nineveh. So, you're going to teach this word. You know what I mean? So this is what I'm going to get y'all to teach. And it's going to be a small remnant that's going to get this thing right, to try to save our people, right? And try to save mankind, period. All right, go ahead.
Who are Israelites?
Who are Israelites?
To whom pertaineth the adoption.
Matter of fact, man, started at 3.
If I could wish that myself were accursed for Christ, for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh.
So he said, my brother, my kinsman, according to the flesh. Because he out of Judah, through the flesh. Now we know your God sit on the right hand of the Father, but the Lord telling you whenever he died, he came, and they spit on him and all that, he came like man. So that's why Paul said, Christ for my brother, my kinsman, according to the flesh. You know what I mean? So he came through and said, Jesus said, like, I'm like one of y'all. I didn't did that, done that. I'm a God, you know, and part of the Godhead family. You know what I'm saying? But I came like y'all, so it ain't going to be no excuse when I come on Judgment Day. You know what I mean? And no, he didn't come down and die with us. Yeah, he did. You know what I'm saying? He didn't come down and get stabbed with us. Yeah, he did. You know what I mean? So go ahead, bro.
Who are Israelites?
Yeah.
To whom pertaineth the adoption,
Yes, sir.
and the glory, and the covenants, and the giving of the law, and the service of God, and the promise.
And the promises. So you know, you give them the adoption. That's when you rest with the angel. The glory and the covenants. You know, because we know we're dealing with a covenant God. You know, it wasn't nothing wrong with the old covenant, but it's just the people. So we have to come with a new covenant. You know what I mean? And the giving of the law, not lawgiver. The Lord is a lawgiver.
That's right.
But the giving of the law, he gave to us. You know what I'm saying? And the services of God and the promises. You know what I mean? The promises is what? Hebrew 11. They all sitting there waiting on the promise. They ain't seen it yet. And that's what we talk about, that first resurrection in Revelation thing. You know what I mean? So, okay, with that being said, that's Romans. Let's go to Genesis. We're going to go way back in the beginning. You know, he gave us these laws. You know, he gave it to a certain amount of people to do it. So, that's telling me, and we're going way back to Genesis 49, Then the Lord had a plan for man from the beginning, just like he said. And, that's when all the sons are getting their so-called, they blessings. Jacob, before he died, he's going through the 12 tribes of Israel, telling them, okay, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to do this. So, we're just going to go straight to the meat of this thing. We're going to stay long in Genesis 49:10. Go ahead.
The scepter shall not depart
The
from
scepter
Judah,
is the rulership. It ain't going to depart from Judah. Go ahead.
nor a lawgiver from between his feet.
Oh, no, a lawgiver. So hold up. We talking about Jesus, ain't
That's
it?
right.
At the same time, that same stone, ain't it? We're going to be givers of the law, but we talking about Jesus at the same time. Go ahead.
Until Shiloh come.
Another word for Jesus, to Shiloh come. Go ahead.
And unto him shall the gathering of the
And
people
unto
be.
him shall the gathering of the people be. But it says, shall not depart from Judah, nor the lawgiver. Paul said, according to the flesh.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he's the lawgiver according to the flesh. So that's why he gave us the job until we get back. You know what I mean? So we sit on the right hand of the Father. Okay, when he split the Red Sea and let my people go, that's what he chose. What he gonna do for mankind and who he gonna choose and the people he gonna deal with. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing. It's just trying to get this out. And everybody got access to the tree of life. It don't matter what color you is. You know what I mean? All right. Now with that being said, let's go to Psalms. Let's see how Israel's supposed to be doing this thing. It's just real short and simple about givers of the law. Now we know that Jesus is the lawgiver. Psalm 60:7. Jesus is the giver of the law, excuse me. We the lawgiver. He's going to break this down, when he's talking about in Gilead and Manasseh. Go ahead, brother.
Gilead is mine. Manasseh is mine.
Yes, sir.
Ephraim also is the strength of my head. Judah is my lawgiver.
And Judah is my lawgiver. Hey, that's what he said, ain't
What he said.
You know what I mean? So we go back to Romans 9:4. He was a lawgiver. He got the promises. He got the covenants. And then we can go in other places. He got the oracles. You know what I mean? So we got all this thing. And the Lord did all this to get this. The Lord is a covenant God. He got a plan, man. And he did all this to get this plan in order to give us access back to the tree of life. And we ain't even trying to hear half of it. We just floating around here in the worldly possession, and we don't know the technology. We just can't stop. You know what I mean? And Israel acting crazy, and the police is acting crazy. You know what I mean? Because ain't nobody trying to hear order. Ain't nobody trying to have no order. And it's just one of these books. And it's just one they can call it in from the beginning. All right. So with that being said, so we broke all that down, and when all that's in motion, he trying to give us a place. And he always had a place for us. You know what I'm saying? And where is that? That's Jerusalem, ain't it? But it's going to be a controversy over there, ain't it? They think it's their land. You know what I mean? Because ain't nobody taking heed on what the Lord is talking about. So that's what we're going to go to now. This is another section. We're going to Revelation 21. We're going to go to the end. Then we'll go back to the beginning. What the prophets call it. So Revelation 21:1. Go ahead, brother.
And I saw a new heaven
Yes, sir.
and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea.
So we know that's his time.
Yes, sir.
We didn't talk about that, ain't we?
Yeah.
The judge will make war on the seventh. They took Jericho and he gonna come take the world. We didn't talk about it. This is the seventh. This is number 7. Go ahead.
And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them and be their God.
So in order for that to happen, that's why you got to circumcise before the 8th day. It represents the Father's kingdom. So before all this go down, you got to have 1,000-year millennium. You know what I mean? And Jesus coming at 7th day. And then you going to have the Father's kingdom. When there's everybody going to be straight spiritual body. Ain't going to be no flesh nowhere. But here in Jesus' kingdom on the 7th day, you're going to have flesh and you're going to have spiritual, right? Because he's just going to knock everybody in the head to get it right for the Father's kingdom.
Right.
So let's go check that out.
You don't finish that?
Yeah, you finish it. Go ahead.
You finish?
Yeah, finish it.
And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away.
You remember that. You remember verse 4. And God shall wipe away all the tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things is passed away. All right, now let's go get it in Isaiah 65. Now, with all that being said, you know, we got the new heaven and the new earth. You're going to see, this was called in Isaiah days. Like I said, you jump in the water and can't swim, then you forgot to study or how to stroke. You know, first thing I learned, at least I can back, you know, I can float on my back. You know, if I was to catch a crab, I just float on my back, you know what I mean? You got to learn something, you know what I mean? You got to get some kind of righteousness going on when it comes to the book. You just can't take a shortcut. And that's what a lot of religions and everything like to do. You don't have to go to the beginning. So, Isaiah 65, let me get there. I ain't even there yet. And 17. Go ahead, brother.
For behold, I create new heaven and a new earth.
Hold on, we just heard that, didn't we? Go ahead.
And the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. But be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create.
And see, whenever he said the form ain't going to be remembered, because he's going to give us a new language and a new mind. You ain't going to even remember nothing about no color. Oh, that's going to be out of there. Go ahead.
For behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy. And I will rejoice in Jerusalem and joy in my people.
And he said New Jerusalem is coming down, what?
Yeah.
You know, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth and as in heaven. But see, that's why Jesus is going to make that his dwelling place. That's going to be Jesus' dwelling place, Jerusalem, up in Zion. Okay, go ahead.
And the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of
And
crying.
I told you about that verse 4 that was in Revelation. He was saying the weeping and the crying. He said, and there should be no more weeping. This way in Isaiah, man. So you got to understand the Lord calling the end from the beginning. Now, go ahead. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, we're going to go to Jeremiah 3. Jeremiah talked about this. We done left the New Testament. So for me to get better understanding on what the Lord talking about, I gotta go to the prophets. Because the prophets, that's what the apostles were doing. What they was reading out of what? The book of the prophets. They weren't making up their own book right there. You know what I mean? Jeremiah 3, my bad, and 14. Go ahead, brother.
Turn, O backsliding children, said the Lord, if I am married unto you, I will take you one of a city and two of a family,
Yes, sir.
and I will bring you to Zion.
There go that spot. He gonna complete this. You know what I mean? This is gonna be his holy place. This is gonna be his resting place, and it's gonna go down with or without you. Either you're gonna burn forever, or you're gonna be in the kingdom forever. Go ahead.
And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass, when ye be multiplied and increased in the land, in those days, said the Lord, they shall say no more the ark of the covenant of the Lord.
Hold up, they ain't gonna talk the Ark of the Covenant no more? That's gonna be gone. Because it's been fulfilled, ain't it?
Right.
Go ahead.
Neither shall it come to mind,
Man, they ain't gonna even come to your mind about the Ark of the Covenant. Go ahead.
neither shall they remember,
And they ain't gonna even remember it. Go ahead.
neither shall they visit.
Man, so all that's gonna be